To whom agree. Greetings and salutations. The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
It's us, Nicole.
And Tessa.
And Kim is here.
As Bosley Charlie Bosley.
She doesn't like Bill Murray, so not Bosley, but
right.
She can be Charlie.
She could be Charlie.
Because we're starting off Women's Month.
Women's History Month.
With some girl power in Charlie's Angels.
Yay! Because I love this stupid movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'll
watch this movie anytime.
Any fucking time.
Any day.
You dare me? I'll do it.
Oh, don't you dare me.
Don't you dare me. I'll do it. I'll watch this movie.
And I guess let's just get right into it. I don't really have any special. Like I probably saw it in the theater.
Yeah, I did for sure.
But I don't have any
a big fun deal. Big fun deal by McG.
And it had so many famous people in it.
Right.
So it was like,
oh, Bill Murray and Drew Barrymore.
Let's go through it.
Yeah,
Cameron Diaz as Natalie.
Right. Drew Barrymore as Dylan.
Lucy Liu as Alex.
Bill Murray as Bosley.
Sam Rockwell as Eric Knox.
Oh, shit. Kelly Lynch as Vivian Wood.
Tim Curry as Roger Corwin.
Crispin Glover as Creepy Thin Man.
Matt LeBlanc as Jason.
Tom Green as the Chad.
Luke Wilson as Pete.
What was I? LL Cool J as Mr. Jones.
Sean Whalen as Pasquale, which I don't even think it ever says his name.
No, I don't remember if they did or not. And Alex Trebek as himself.
Yes, of course. And so we zoom in right from the Columbia Picture sign logo. From the clouds to a plane.
We're on a plane, and there's some shady-ass flight attendants and mile-high club people. And here comes LL.
Ladies love cool Jeremiah. Whoever. We're going to change his name every time.
Ladies love cool Jason.
Mm-hmm. He comes out of the plane bathroom.
Right.
And goes back to his seat, and he gets stopped at first class like, sir.
Excuse me, this is reserved for first class? Like, boo!
Throws up them tickets like, oh, like these?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Had a little Pretty Woman moment there.
Big mistake.
And he sits down
every time.
He sits down next to Roach from The People Under the Stairs.
Right, and from that milk commercial.
And
they talk a little secret code to each other, like birds can't fly this high, but angels can.
Oh, it's the secret code. It's time to trade diamonds for the bomb.
Right, like where is the bomb? Like, bitch, I am the bomb.
He got it strapped on him.
I keep that thing.
And they have their little moment because TJ Hooker, the movie, is on the plane, and they make the comment about, another TV series they turned into a movie.
Ha ha ha! So meta.
They get it, you guys.
They do. They're in on it. They're in on the joke.
And so the bomb's ticking down, and LL Cool J is like, nah, you're not getting the diamonds, but guess what? We're going out of this plane.
We're getting off this plane, and we're getting off this plane. I ain't getting on no plane. So, like, they jump right out the emergency. They struggle and jump right out of the emergency door and pass by a helicopter where somebody else
comes barreling out of the helicopter,
jumps right out of that. Pew! And
so they unstrap the bomb. They all like push off, and the bomb explodes in midair, and they all fly off.
Like, they have to, like, LL Cool J's daishiki becomes a parachute, and like
Lucy Liu's got a real parachute. She gets the bad guy,
and they all
land in the boat that Cameron Diaz is driving below.
Right, and I was like, oh my god, you guys. Turns out that Drew Barrymore interviewed LL Cool J so hard she got inside of
his body.
She was so close. She went inside.
I'm sure she probably has interviewed him, and I wonder if they talked about that.
That would be funny. Like, she was all like eyeball to eyeball.
Right. And then, but LL, reveals himself to be Drew Barrymore.
Right.
And the bad guy's like, what?
Yeah. Oh my God. god.
And as they head back to the shore, we get that original music. And the original logo pops up.
Once upon a time.
So yeah, we get their backstories.
Right.
What kind of girls these very different women grew up to be.
Right.
Or women, these girls
grew up to be very different. Ways. Yeah. So, jitterbug.
And you see Natalie learning to drive as a nerdy teenager with headgear.
Right. And she's like stunt driving on 2 wheels.
Alex jumping prize horses.
Right. And she's like all very, very good at it, apparently. And
Dylan's just a punker getting high in the bathroom.
Smoking in the bathroom. And with her arm in a cast.
Yep. And they grew up to be, Natalie was a Jeopardy winner.
Right.
Alex was an astronaut. And Dylan was almost a cop.
Or something.
Or some sort of thing. But now.
They're brilliant, beautiful, and they all work for me.
They all work for Charlie.
Right. Montage
credits opening.
Woo!
All kinds of cool stuff that they do. Woo woo. I didn't write it all down.
I didn't either. So we see Dylan waking up naked in the morning.
In Chad's bed. Chad.
Starfish.
You guys remember when Tom Green and Drew Barrymore were married?
They were dating at this time. They got married a year after this and divorced a year after that.
Poor Tom Green.
I know. He had cancer during this time.
Ball cancer.
You said the kid really liked.
So yeah, my
Tom
oldest,
Green.
who's 19, watched the beginning of this movie with me, and this whole beginning sequence with the Chad he thought was hilarious.
The funniest thing.
Yeah, when she gets a call to come to work, and he's like, "Is it the Chad?" She's like, "It might be the Chad," and then he's like, what does he even say? He's
Chad,
the Chad.
The Chad. How
and
about
he falls into the river,
and then the Chad.
It was
maybe
the Chad.
That's what Tom Green was just ahead of his time because
my kid thought that was fucking hilarious.
If we only would have come, maybe he's ripe.
I guess he's still out there. He was on TikTok or whatever.
He was on Drew Barrymore's show.
Was he?
Yeah.
Awkward.
Well, it was on purpose. It was.
Well, no, I know, but I mean, what an awkward conversation.
Remember that time we were married?
Right? You bring that up.
He came out and he brought a cow out and got underneath it and suckled its teat.
I want to know how or why Dylan ended up sleeping with the Chad in this.
I don't know.
Give you any preface to that interaction.
I want to know how or why she managed to back that car all the way down the dock and just park it there like she's somebody.
Right?
And then peeling out in the morning like that girl. Anyhow.
Rude. And then Natalie is up on stage, disco dancing with a bunch of dudes. Heaven must be missing.
Oh, yeah. All their songs are angel related. Yeah. Just call me Angel in the Morning.
Right. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Missing an angel and then a third one.
And so she is dreaming. She wakes up in
I can't remember.
Spider-Man underoos. Does her little morning punches and booty shakes in the mirror.
Makes her bed and gets distracted by her butt and answers the door
to the UPS
in her
man.
underoos.
Yes.
And she's like, I signed that thing. You could just stick stuff in my slot.
Feel free to stick things in my slot. In his face. He's like
all
and then
right.
she turns around and runs smack into the door jamb.
Sure.
And then she gets a call to come into work.
I'll be right there.
And now Alex is in the trailer with her boyfriend, Matt LeBlanc, Jason, helping him run lines.
Right. I was like, oh, she's an actress. I was like, no, he's an actor. Never mind. She's there making muffins and running lines.
And
whatever.
she mistakenly says a whole bunch of detailed information about
the bomb, because that was the
wiring.
thing, detating or diffusing. That's
and he's
the
like,
opposite.
why the red wire or something like that? And she's like, actually, and breaks it down.
Right. And she's like, it's amazing what you can learn.
He's like, an awful lot for a bikini waxer.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah. She's supposed to be a bikini waxer on the go, on call.
Celebrity bikini waxer.
Bush.
Yeah. And so now she's called into work and he wants to meet Charlie, who he assumes is a chick, right?
Right.
Charlie's a chick, right? Come on, Matt.
Come on. Jason. LL Cool Jason. No.
No, wrong one. So they meet up at Charlie's lovely abode. I presume that's what this is. Or it's just the offices. The Charles
Townsend Agency. The headquarters down at HQ.
And when the girls find out Alex made muffins, they're like, oh no.
Oh no, her muffins are terrible.
And they throw one at the door and it just embeds into the door.
Right. Well, she throws one. She wings one at Natalie.
And
she's like, oh, and then they do a little thing, and then Bosley comes in. Talk about
what do you call that?
What do you call this?
Chinese fighting muffin.
He was like, hey, don't joke, buddy of mine.
Took
a fighting to the chest, and they sent him home in 4 Ziploc bags.
I mean, those are dangerous, man.
They look like it.
And so he's talking to them about their heart being a muscle. They need to, because they're complaining about men and whatever.
It's like, gather round,
and
angels.
He's all like not Uncle Charlie, Uncle Bosley.
He
or
can't
something,
be Uncle Charlie.
No,
Grandpa Charlie. Old Elder Charlie. Their boss.
Yes.
That's weird. It's a weird situation.
It is a weird situation. Like,
they
how
never
did they
see him,
even
they don't
hire
get to
them?
see him.
Yeah.
I know. Where'd they pick them up from?
Surveillance. He's been surveilling them.
That's weird.
I don't know.
Like secret agent style?
Well,
is it the
Charlie
CIA?
is what? He was in the
military?
But he was special something in the military.
Special forces?
Yeah.
Green
they say
berets?
later.
Red feathers?
Green berets. Navy SEAL? I don't know. Something.
I don't know. There was some sort of... he had something.
Yeah.
A
beret.
A beret. I could see it.
And so he calls on the computer, but they still have that old-timey speaker box like they had on the show. There's a lot of little homages to the original.
Good morning, angels.
Good morning, Charlie. And so he shows them some footage from CNN of Eric Knox, this tech genius who's been kidnapped.
Who's like in a tree for some reason in this
one of
footage
these
that they're showing.
clips.
I was like, what is he doing out there?
To show how innocent he is.
Oh, I know.
Such a goofball.
He's been kidnapped. They stole his voice ID tech.
But Vivian Ward, the president of Knox Enterprises, was left behind.
Oh, it's easy. She did it.
As she walks into the room.
Oh, well, then this should be easy for you, bitch.
Which should have been.
I know.
Like, they got it in scene 1.
Well, they didn't have the other half of that.
Trusted your instinct. Yeah.
Right?
So then they show some footage of Roger Corwin, who's their only and best lead.
Right. He's his rival. He tried to buy him out, but like Knox is all no. And he gets a weekly massage. It's our chance to go feel him out.
But don't change. So Alex goes to do this massage.
Right. Like
she just yells bonsai and leaps up on his back.
Like,
but he loves it.
Oh, I know. He's into this.
She gives him the Quentin special.
Oh, I know. She got her foot
all up over his face.
And renders him unconscious.
Oh, with her feet.
Yes. That's what Quentin wants.
Crazy. Yes, he does.
He watches that like...
He puts that one on
a loop.
Yep.
He's got that one on a loop.
Because she got them French tips on her toes even. She took extra special care. So they go steal his keys, go check his locker, get his Palm Pilot.
I saw that. I specifically wrote down
my kid
Palm
was still
Pilot.
watching at this point, and I was like, oh my God, the Palm Pilot. And he was like, what? And I go, okay.
Palm
So it was
Pilot.
like if you had a phone that didn't work as a phone or be connected to the internet unless you plugged it in with a wire.
Right.
And then all you could do was plug it to your computer and like download your calendar off of it.
Right,
or your
that's
contacts.
all you could do. Yeah, it was like a
It was
digital
just
calendar.
a digital calendar.
It was like a calculator calendar.
So yeah, he thought that was insane.
It is.
So he wakes up.
But that's all we had.
He wakes up like everything's normal. He just, he fell asleep during the massage. It was really good.
And she's right there. She's like, you must have dozed off.
He wants her on his staff.
Oh, your hands on my staff.
Your hands aren't going anywhere near. My hands aren't going near your staff.
He's like,
that Tim Curry laugh. So they pull up to the drive-thru, the girls.
Like,
and the speaker's broken, so it's all...
Of course, she fixes it right quick.
And she fixes... Alex just rewires it.
Right.
And they get sent a picture of the creepy thin man.
Oh, creepy thin man.
One of the kidnappers of Eric Knox.
Right.
So it was from, like, security footage, I
Yeah,
guess,
they
or
were
whatever.
trying to enhance the security footage.
So they find a way to get invited to Roger Corwin's big event that night.
Well, because they have all the information from his calendar,
his Palm Pilot.
social Palm Pilot.
Yes.
His social Palm Pilot.
Yes. And so they arrive, they put their little tooth microphones in their mouths.
Oh, yes.
And Bosley's like some rich sugar daddy with Alex on one arm and Dylan on the other.
Yeah, if you can't remember John David, it's JD. And what was the last name? It was like JD
I have it written later. I think it was
Maybe.
like because he introduces himself. I think I wrote
Right.
it down.
So they go in
Oh,
there.
John
they-
David Rage. I have it right
Rage.
there.
That's
John
what it was. I
David
was like, was it
Rage.
Boom? It was something.
Because yeah, he introduces himself to Corwin, and he's like, "Wow, what a name!"
Yeah.
And Natalie's there as a waitress.
Right. She's doing like the catering part, and the other two just kind of walk
Right,
off
just
into the crowd
disperse.
to kind of look around. They all got their little earpieces in so they could hear each other. So Corwin offers Bosley fugu.
He's like, "What's that? Blowfish."
Yeah.
It's only 60% chance.
Yeah, 1 in
that it's
60.
fatal or something like that. And he like gets intel from them about how bad is this going to be or whatever.
Right, and
so
he
they're-
eats it.
He
And he
shovels it right in
pretends
his
to
mouth.
die. Oh no, that was really
Just
good. That'd be good
kidding.
with broccoli.
And when Natalie meets Luke Wilson, I told my kid, I said, "Hey, this is Lightning McQueen's brother." And as soon as he started talking, he goes, "Oh my,
my
God, you can tell." He said, "It sounds like Lightning McQueen's brother."
I know, he's so cute. I was like, little cute Luke Wilson.
He's adorable.
He's so cute.
So yeah, they're telling her to go back
Right,
and flirt.
they
So they're in the
encourage-
middle of this big intel operation.
Right.
And they're like
go back
encouraging
and
her
talk
to
to
go
him.
flirt.
He's cute. He likes you.
And so they're arguing back and forth. She's like, "Oh, I don't know what to do." And they're like, "Flip
Like,
your hair."
Flip your goddamn hair.
And in slow mo, it's like, and her hair is like,
I know.
Just
Like she
past
doesn't
her
even
chin.
have like,
Like,
hair
it barely
for
flipped.
the hairography.
No,
She's got that.
but that's all it took.
I guess that was it.
He sees her in slow mo, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go out sometime?"
Right? He has to go follow her. Like, I don't know. Like, in case you're seeing somebody, because I don't know if you know this. I'm Lightning McQueen's brother.
And then he's like, "What about Thursday?" "Oh my God, my favorite day."
My favorite day.
He's like, "I'll get tickets." "Oh my God, I love tickets." She doesn't even know what
She's
the
like, oh my
tickets are
God.
to.
He speaks Natalie.
And so Corwin had challenged Bosley to like a test of
They're like, where's Bosley? Like, they're in there playing in them
resilience and
sumo
strength or something.
suits.
Yeah, and they're doing
Right?
sumo suit wrestling
Or what was it? Like, judgment and strength?
or something like that. Yeah. And so in the party, the girls catch sight of creepy thin man and follow
Oh, shit.
him.
There he is.
And he sees them as the elevator closes. He makes
And
eye
he,
contact, and all right, here's where
I
we're gonna
know,
have to start
okay,
admitting
so,
right away. You guys,
So this movie,
my
not
name is
only-
Nicole, and I have a problem.
Not only blessed us with what the magic of Sam Rockwell,
Which
that we'll
everyone,
get there.
every straight woman or gay man will agree. This magic of Sam Rockwell
right
in
when
this
he
moment
starts
in this movie.
doing his
when he
thing,
dances in any
it's
movie.
so good. It's so good.
But we gotta address Crispin Glover.
This is also the movie responsible for getting me hot for Crispin Glover somehow.
Why?
As a screaming mute
Can't-
weirdo.
Who rips hair out
I know.
and sniffs it and rubs it on
That's
his
weird
face.
as fuck.
There's something wrong with us. You
Oh,
guys.
definitely.
We're just gonna. This
In
is what
fact-
doomed us already.
In
We're
fact,
already there.
I know, and we were older at this point. We knew better, and still.
I know. I was like 20 when this came out.
Here's the thing, though. Like, this character had lines.
And he said no.
He didn't
I'm not
like the
saying that.
dialogue, and he was like, I'm just not going to speak. And they were like, okay,
That's creepy.
that's fine. And then he came up with all this other stuff. He's like, I'm going to rip some girl's hair out. And they're like, cool. So when I do it, I'm going to like snuggle it and scream.
And they're like,
Absolutely.
you do you, bro.
Yeah, I love that about you. In fact, they loved it so much, they had him come back and do it in the sequel.
Yeah, right? I need to watch the sequel again. You watched it, right? Or you
I
only
watched
pieces
I
of
watched
it?
parts of it. You know which parts I'm talking about.
So the reason we got to get out of the way right away is because it's that look when he catches
and is he not
as
even
the elevator
inhaling?
closes,
He's just like
the
I don't know
piercing
what it
fucking
is.
eyes
He
and
grabs the umbrella and then he moves like a snake. It's kind of
the angular face.
I know. It's like all angular and weird.
He's like an
and fucking-
anime villain.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
An
Something?
androgynous anime villain.
Yeah.
Especially because he doesn't speak.
Oh, so they're after him,
Oh yeah, they go running after him into an alley,
and they
And
chase
he
him.
does
Yeah,
a-
down the
Whoa! Yeah,
smack
and
my
bitch
bitch up.
And he like goes over there, like jumps up there and shoots, like pop, 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 pop.
And we get into the Matrix
Right, this
jumps
is where
and
everyone's
Matrix,
on one-
just a singular
Just
Matrix,
one single. They couldn't afford many.
the full Matrix.
They couldn't afford the whole thing, but they could afford one matrix.
So they're doing these like crazy, impossible jumps, and
Running
flips,
up the side of walls,
and he
it's like,
cartwheels through that locked fence in
they
between.
can't, like he runs out of bullets.
And they're like link arms and fling Natalie over. They climb over.
the thing, and they're running on walls and shit.
And then
like,
he
kicking
pulls
him.
that sword out of his umbrella,
Ah.
but she kicks him under the chin and it like flips him backwards.
And then here come another one with like a bicycle kick to
They're
the
all
chest.
kicking him in the chest.
Oh man, they're like kicking his ass.
And they almost get him, but he starts fighting back. He gets a couple of good. He gets a couple of good blows back
He
too.
gets some in there, and then he gets like all mad
Because they take turns like kicking him in the face,
right.
And then she does that running on the air kick.
Yes, I love
running up
on
the
air
invisible
kick.
stairs.
Oh, I love the running.
My
on the
kid
air
was still
kick.
watching at that point and was like, "What?"
Yes, no.
And I said, "I told you when this started. It's a
supposed
fun
to be like that
movie." And because I had told my kid there's something about this dude, the Crispin Glover character, but then he watched this whole scene and like the ripping the hair out and he was like, "Mom,
Nope,
Mom." He's losing points. He's losing points with every time he comes onto the screen. And I was like,
I know, but I love
it. That's why there's something wrong with us.
I know.
Because, yeah, he rips out, is it Dylan's hair?
I think
he
it's
rips a piece of
hers.
Dylan's hair out and
Oh
God. So, yeah, he runs off and they get
She's
into
just
this,
looking
like,
at him like,
yeah. He goes into, like, this round room full of doors.
right. They follow around.
I don't know
room
where
full
that
of
was
doors,
supposed
and
to
they
be.
start checking doors, and there's one left, and they
Go in together,
Kick in
and there's a
there.
man taped
Just
to a chair.
all by
in
himself
a wet room full of rats. So that they're in
Sure.
the sewer or something?
Bitch,
I don't know, man.
It was a style choice.
And it's Knox.
Oh shit! There he is.
They found the kidnapped man.
The kidnapped man.
He was man-napped.
He was full-grown man-napped.
They take him back to Charlie's, and he tells them all about the program he developed, and
Right.
everyone's voice signature is unique, audio DNA. You can track anyone. And they talk about Corwin has satellites, so no one
Right.
could hide.
Yeah.
So he basically would say, "This is the voice imprint I want," and the satellite could track anyone
Any
everywhere.
cell phone could be a homing device.
Right, as long as you're talking at the time it's looking for you. So they got to
But
head to
can't
the.
you not do that now if you're all like, I can see where you're at?
Well, yeah, it's not. It doesn't have to do with your voice signature
Well, that's
though.
true,
but yeah,
but I mean,
you
like,
can just track people
it
on
just
their
does
cell
that
phone.
now.
Yeah. You don't need. You
Does
don't
that
need
now,
the voice
now?
signature.
No, you don't need it. You don't even need a voice signature. They
We've
could
all
just-
verified with our thumbprint today that we are in fact the ones holding this phone.
Yeah.
So,
I don't.
oh, you don't do that?
No.
I have the thumbprint just because it's easier.
No,
Some
I
people
have
do
a-
the face one. My husband
No,
does
I
that
don't have the
face,
face
one. I
one.
don't have that one.
I know that the husbands fought like know where the other one's at, like at all times.
Oh yeah, my kid made me get one of those apps so that my kid knows where I am and I know where my kid is at all times.
Well,
but
that
I don't,
makes more
my
sense.
husband and
but
I
the
don't
two
have one.
husbands
I
don't
know
need to
because
do
I don't
that.
have my husband.
I don't
on one,
either.
but they have each other.
Exactly.
You guys, our husbands are in love. We're one day. It's Green Gardens is going to happen not because they die,
No, it's just gonna be
because they just decide and we decide. You know, I think everyone would just be happier.
in their
You
own
guys
house.
did your thing. We did our thing, and we can have date nights. You
guys can jam.
sleepovers and shit. But like,
conjugal visits.
but like, it's just best for everybody's
It's just best.
stress level.
I think it's just best for everybody.
We just live separately. It's fine. It's
Live
fine.
in separate
I
houses.
don't love you any less.
No, I don't. In fact, I love you more over there.
Exactly. Exactly. Give me a chance to miss you, baby. It's been 23 years. Just give me a minute.
Oh my God, the day after Valentine's Day.
Shh.
Neither
What are
one
you
of them
talking
are
about?
gonna
It's
listen to
March.
this.
It's
I know.
March.
I know.
It's the first Saturday of March
I know.
today.
I'm sorry, it's the future.
So they head to Corwin's racetrack. 'Cause he's showing, or I don't know if it's his racetrack, but to the
He's got
racetrack. 'Cause he has a new race
car out there. So they go down there to check out his shit. And like,
posed as the pit crew for some other car.
right. And he's talking about like, oh, people said it was a stopgap for my waning libido. I
had
all
them fired.
And why are you laughing? I did.
And so they're looking over at Corwin. Natalie's like flirting with Corwin, getting his eye.
Right, and she like makes sure that he's occupied with her while the other two sneak off to his Bentley
to distract the chauffeur while Alex puts a camera on his briefcase in the trunk.
And she licks.
Okay. So Drew Barrymore, she got them titties up. She
Right.
got them glossy lips. She got that blonde hair
She
flipped.
got the feathered.
She gets in that car that unzipped. That
flipped, unzipped.
She is ready. And she gets in and this driver's like,
Yeah. Bitty.
and she says something about, wait, what is the line before she licks it? She says,
Thanks for the ride.
No, he goes, do you like fast cars? And she
I
goes,
like fast
everything. And just
like, nope.
You don't know where that man's hands been?
Nope.
You don't know who else been driving this car?
Nope.
And if nothing else, even if it's freshly clean, so you just licked Armor All off of the steering wheel probably? Like, ooh.
She did cocaine at 9.
True. True. And so, of course, the dude's like, oh.
Right.
But then she gets out of the car immediately because Alex is done with the camera.
Yes.
She takes off.
It's disgusting. So now Corwin's driver is, of course,
The creepy thin man. So when Natalie sees him and he's
got
pulls
her
that chunk of
like
hair
a
out of his
big
pocket,
ass
a big chunk.
She's got a bald spot. That was a lot of hair.
Uh-huh.
Was it one of the curls or one of the straight pieces?
We did not even talk about that.
we
I
didn't.
have. You can't even tell now because I got my headphones on. But I gave myself the special Dylan hairdo.
Curl,
Where I
flat curl, flat
only
curl.
curled 3 pieces on each side of my hair in a tight spiral, and left the rest kind of wavy and unbrushed.
Yeah.
Just kind of messy bedhead, but
That's how
then
you
just
do it.
specifically crisply curled
Yes.
tendrils separated
Yes.
by a couple inches.
It was McGee's vision.
that this is the hairstyle of the future.
Or it was hers because I think it was her production.
Oh, okay.
This is her rodeo.
Okay. So yeah, Natalie goes hauling ass after the thin
They're
man
like
because
it's a
he's
racetrack. Like no one's going.
yeah. They're
nowhere.
like it's round,
right,
but he takes it out.
They take it
off
to the
track,
streets, and you're
causing
hearing,
car
like,
accidents
again,
and shit.
Nana Steven that's playing right now. But yeah, they're out there like playing chicken on a weird empty bridge in the middle of the day. Like no one goes up there.
Because where is this supposed to be? I don't remember. I don't even know if it ever says.
Nope. It's somewhere Actionville, USA.
Where there's a beach.
Yes, there's got to be a beach.
And he flips it around. He goes to play chicken, and she gets under his car with his car and
sending him
flips
flying
him
into the
off.
drink.
And I'm sure just assumes he's dead. Smack my bitch up. Starts up again. You guys remember that video?
Oh,
and you
my
remember
God.
how hard it was to find because if you didn't, which I watched it the premiere.
Yeah.
Because it was all talked up we're
Oh,
showing
you
it
gotta
one
watch it. They're
time.
showing it. That's it. That one time
uncensored.
you gotta see it. You gotta be there. Where were you?
I was
Where
in front
were
of my
you? I
fucking
was
television.
there.
And I watched it.
Watching.
And you still have a hard time.
Yeah,
Go
finding
try,
the actual.
Try to find unedited Smack My Bitch Up Prodigy video, the full thing, because the only one you can find now, the last I checked, was a weird fan-made recreation.
Yeah.
That was not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
But it's a good video, you guys.
It was a moment.
It was
It
has
was
a
a
twist.
moment. It was so shocking.
You were like shocked.
It was a twist.
So back at Charles Townsend Private Investigations.
Yes.
Charlie's showing them the footage from the briefcase that Corwin's carrying around.
They have a little micro cam, so they're doing a tour. That's the mainframe, and he was all, "Angels, break it down."
And they do. Retinal scan, hand scan, airless antechamber monitor, clean room.
You
Only
gotta
one
be
way
invisible.
through. Be invisible. Floor pressure sensitive.
Sounds impossible.
Sounds
like
fun. Cut to them belly dancing at an Indian restaurant.
Oh,
or
and you know what?
something.
If there was anything that the early 2000s was about, it was this.
Why did
appropriation
only
of-
Drew Barrymore
I know,
have
why
slight
is she-
brown face?
Slight. That's being kind.
Moderate brown face.
Oh, full on.
But they didn't do that to Cameron.
No.
They just gave her darker hair and dark lips. I don't think she had the
And
bronzer.
Did Lucy Liu have another blonde wig on?
I don't know.
Because I know she has one in the coming up scene.
I'm not sure.
I don't know, but either way.
So yeah, they're dancing.
I
And then
remember you in brown face.
Drew's
Drew
the brown
Barrymore.
face waitress who comes up to steal the bottle for fingerprints of the director of this.
One of the directors.
Corwin's
so she goes to
place.
scan.
And herself makes a fake hand. Like, these girls are apparently also scientists.
Did she
all of
also
them.
make LLs?
I guess.
Did she
wore
make that
it.
mask?
I guess. She's the rubber expert,
She's
apparently.
the mask expert, the rubber expert, the exo skin. What do they call those people that do that weird fetish with the doll mask, the weird fucking doll masks? What do they call that shit?
That one.
Oh,
I'm not going to make
it.
I was
No,
going to
don't
say I'm
search
not
it.
making Kim Google that one.
Don't search it. You'll get nightmares. But that's it's like a weird rubber mask thing with just like the eye holes. You know what I'm talking about? What do they call
I don't
that?
know.
That's what it was like. That's what it is.
Oh.
It's her fetish. She kept it.
So cut to some big estate where director number 2 lives.
Yes.
And they show up all as a sexy singing telegram in lederhosen.
Lederhosen.
And with a tuba. Bosley's got his tuba. What's it called?
Dollies.
Dollies?
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which you had that shockingly on the ready.
I just Googled it.
And Bosley's tuba's got a retinal scanner. So he gets up close to this dude and scans his retina.
Oh, my retinas. Well, they're like, they're at the wrong address. He's like, shut up.
Shut up. And they stand there.
They're all like smacking each other
I
on the
know.
butt.
And
That's distracting.
before we find out if they get inside of Red Star Industries.
Red Star. If they get inside the Red Star, Tim Curry, Roger Corwin's Red Star, if they can get in there.
If it's red, he should go to the doctor.
Wow.
Hemorrhoids. Anyway, we'll be right back. Hey guys, we got another new friend for you.
Our friend Cherish makes these amazing handmade pop sockets for your phone that are super detailed little works of art and feature icons from some of your favorite childhood films like Neverending Story, Labyrinth, Ghostbusters, and more.
I bought the sandworm from Beetlejuice for my phone, and it is super adorable. It even has like real sand around the base of it, like it's coming out of the
I know,
sand.
I've seen it. It's super cute. But you can watch her make them on her TikTok channel or get your own over at cherishheathart.com and use our code DOOM10 for 10% off on us.
That's cherishheathart.com.
Later, Doomers.
My bum is on the Swedish.
Swedish. My bum is on the Swedish.
We forgot to say that earlier. I just thought I'd start out with that just in case
My
we
Red
forget
Star's
again.
on the Swedish.
So speaking of Red Star,
Yes.
they go in. Alex is like this power suit, leather,
She's
fucking
dominatrix. Whatnot.
efficiency expert.
Yeah.
And Natalie and Alex are in boy drag.
Yes. Oh, it's both heart.
Oh,
Both hearts.
yeah. So we don't have to figure out which one is which.
It's both of them.
And Melissa McCarthy is in there.
Yes, like, I had you on the schedule for next week. Like, I don't know what happened.
And then
that's what I'm here to find out.
Bitch. As
I
she
heard
passes
that.
by,
Yeah, so she goes in, all the boys
chase her down the hall to
follow
the meeting
her
room.
into the meeting room, and she's like, whoop-sha!
Smacking her cane on all of the fucking desks, scaring the shit out of them.
Right. She was like, your methods are antiquated and weak.
And she wants to know about their good new ideas. And the one guy tells her, I wanted the
who
Coke
had the
machine
last,
to be
last
free.
idea? Like, why? Because caffeine helps us work.
Yes.
Yes.
She grabs his head and smushes it to
You're
her
the ones
boobs.
that make the product.
They
not
should be
the
answering
managers.
to you.
Whoop-sha!
Who else has a good idea?
Everybody.
Why don't you tell me? Or better yet,
Can you just
show me. And she crooks her knee in her head, like
grabs her hair.
And so, of course, they give her a guided tour. The whole staff goes with her so that Natalie and Dylan can get into
things. They can pretend to be the director
the
guys. To get in the
mainframe or whatever.
mainframe. Hack the mainframe.
And they do. She
Right?
Get in
She
there.
gets it. Well, at first she sticks her hand in the goo, and then at first the retinal scan doesn't work. She just got to wiggle it a little bit. Wiggle it just a little bit. Yep.
I want to see you.
Yep, and that shit works. That shit works. She gets in there, And she like
She puts on her
waits
Mike
outside.
TV Charlie in the Chocolate Factory
Yes. No, wait, come back.
suit and flips across the pressure
She's gonna
sensitive
be
floor.
invisible.
And
she
she
does
gets
that
the-
bend over thing. Like, look at my yoga pants with my butt crack in here.
Only she has no butt, which is why it's so
I
funny
know
that
that
she's
she,
so
like,
obsessed with
jiggles it
her
a
own
lot.
booty.
I mean, she's fit.
Oh yeah,
They all fit.
oh,
They
for
worked a
sure.
lot. They
For
worked
sure, for
hard
sure.
to do all this and then do it again. You know,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. So anyway, she gets in there and she stretches out and does the.
She's like standing on her hands on top of the
oh,
computer
she does
thing
the
as
little
it
flippity
opens
flip
and
and does
stuff.
the handstand and gets up there and then plugs into the mainframe, takes a little look around. So now they have a
Complete access to Red
Right.
Star's computer.
They are hooked up. So she gets out. They leave.
Vivian is all upset that like they aren't giving them access to this thing, and they're
Right,
like,
they
"That's
meet-
unethical." We
Right.
can't-
They meet them for lunch.
Yeah, we can't give you access to Red Star's whole system.
Right. We told you that we were going to look and see if it's on there. And if it is, then we'll hand over that evidence. But until then, we can't just let you look around your rival's mainframe. And Knox is like, no, it's cool.
Yeah, and Alex is making little eyes at Knox already. And they're
Oh, or
little
no,
smiles.
Dylan.
Or Dylan.
Well,
God
she
dang
was doing
Dylan,
it back
yeah.
at the. She was doing it back at the agency.
She gave him
earlier
eyes
still.
like immediately, yeah.
She likes him weird.
And so she goes to check his crazy house, which this fucking house.
This like Jetsons house.
Yes, literally floating above
I
wherever
know.
some canyon. And so she's checking his house for like bombs or bugs
But
or
yeah,
I
or
don't know.
just whatever, like whatever she could find. She's making it safe. She's baby proofing the house.
And he shows her this photo of his father from the army and the guy who killed him.
That's the guy who killed him. There's like the two of them. They look like buddies.
They were in army intelligence together. They were best friends, and he turned on him.
Yep, and he killed him.
And so he asked her about her parents, and she says her mom died when she was 6, and she never met her dad.
He's like, oh, that's kind of weird that now you work for a guy you've never met.
Mm-hmm. And so he asked her to play Scrabble. He like
Make shake and bake. I don't know how to
Yes.
make chicken. I have a problem right now because she tells him like,
oh, here's
there's a
the
panic button and whoever's closest will be here. And he was like, well, that would be you. I can't make chicken. Shake I bake, or I'd shake you bake. And
Yeah.
she's like, I want to shake.
And she does her the famous Drew Barrymore lip bite.
Right, of course.
Cut to Natalie meeting Pete for their date.
They go on a date and he takes her out to Soul Train.
Yeah, so and it goes. It does this a few times where you're seeing two different things
Right.
interspersed. So it's him taking her on a date, and then what you think is Alex on a date with Jason at a cafe.
Right.
Because you only see her from the back. So
Right.
and then also they're still searching the mainframe for Knox's software, blah, blah, blah. So there's all this stuff happening at
Right.
once. And Vivian shows up to see Bosley.
Yeah, she shows up at his place while he's searching the computer mainframe, and he was like, "Wow, nice outfit." She's like, "It glows in the dark."
And that's when they back to Natalie, who realizes they are at Soul Train.
Right.
And they immediately ask her to go dance on stage.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh yeah," and they think they're both going to go, and they're like, "No, the stage is for ladies only." And
it's
she's like,
Humpty
"Oh well, that's
Dance is
okay."
a tram. Do the
hump.
hump.
Oh, do me, baby.
Do the hump. Do hump. I wish we still had one. Remember we had those T-shirts
Oh,
that Chris had from work that were
Yes.
Humpty T-shirts, and I think we sold them all at a yard sale for some reason. Should have kept at
Yeah.
least one. There's got to be one somewhere.
all right, stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin
the image of the style that
you
you used to. I look funny, but you want making money. See,
See, I want to help you
ready for me. Gather round.
I'm the new fool in
I
town.
can't remember what happened on the podcast last week.
Nope.
But I could do all Humpty Dance and I could do all the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air lyrics.
So
There's
just let me introduce myself.
so yes, it's all in there somewhere.
Right.
So
But yeah,
some
so
memory
she's
retention.
like, no, that's okay. I don't need to do that. And he's like, no.
And so he's clearly this
This
is a
is
green
like-
flag.
Right.
This is what you call a green flag, y'all.
Yes.
When the first date guy is like, no, absolutely, this is a once in a
can't-
lifetime.
You have to go on stage
and
at
I'll
Soul
stand
Train.
here and
I'll
watch
wait
and
for you.
cheer
Yeah,
you
hell
on.
yeah.
That's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Little cute ass Luke Wilson.
And meanwhile, Vivian's pushing Bosley down on the couch.
Oh yeah, she's like wrestling. He's trying to make. I don't know what he was making, fajitas.
No. And back to Soul Train. Oh my God. Becky.
Look at her butt.
And
And like she
Natalie's
does
up
not
there
have a big butt.
looking at her non-existent ass, like
Soul Train?
all surprised.
That's why
like,
everybody's just looking at her.
like
record
look at
scratch.
it go. Exactly. They're like, what is this white girl doing?
Right?
It's just crickets in the audience.
That's like
except
a
for-
poor song choice.
Except for Pete, who's like, isn't she
Yeah.
great?
Old school, Running Man.
She gets off the stage
Oh, the
into the
robot.
audience, doing the robot, the Running Man, and they finally are like,
I
all right,
guess.
they get into it, like whatever. And so back to Jason at the cafe, which you think he's asking Alex to marry him when shots ring out.
Pop, pop, pop.
There's blood everywhere. She's dead.
Oh, no.
Damn you, Salazar!
But it's just his scene. And
Cut.
he just drops that girl.
Yes, he does.
Bop.
And he goes, but he's headed back to his trailer. She's made a nice souffle and a nice
Oh,
meal,
yes.
and she's planning to tell him who she really is.
She's going to tell him the truth. But some people roll up and brat, brat, brat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That happens right then. And
Oh,
so it just shows that in the sauna,
Oh.
Corwin gets killed right before
Yes.
that happens.
Creepy thin man goes up and he kills Corwin while all this is happening.
So yeah, now shots make Swiss cheese of the trailer.
Yeah, she's like up in the...
She hanging,
little
I don't
ceiling
even
part.
know what she was hanging on.
I
to.
don't know,
She got
'cause it
sticky fingers and
collapsed.
toes.
She must be. But then they didn't even check. They were just like, yeah, no one could survive that. Not even
Right?
a Charlie's Angel.
I guess. And meanwhile, so now another back and forth because Natalie's now in the bathroom at the club being choked with a chain by some dude.
Right. And
At
she
Soul
like
Train.
kicks his ass and she's like, who sent you?
That boot to the throat.
Right. And he's like,
And the shooters drive off, and Alex's souffle deflates,
oh,
so she's fucking pissed.
motherfucker. That's the last straw.
And Bosley's still back with Vivian. He tries to light a fire and almost
Right, she's,
fries
like,
himself.
Attacking him.
She like
this-
drugs his wine.
Yes. Like he almost lights his face on fire. That was pretty funny.
And now Alex is headed out to find out who made Swiss cheese of this trailer when Jason's walking up like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Were
What?
you in there when that happened? And she's like, I'm not a bikini waxer.
Right.
He's all bummer. That was kind of a turn on. And then
That
the
you
trailer
rip pubes
just like
off of people all day.
the trailer just like tin can
Yes.
crunches.
Just like her souffle.
Exactly. And Natalie tells her date she's got to go. So like
Right.
they're all bailing.
She's like, but will you call me?
yeah, she
like,
plans a big
everything-
smooch on him.
Yeah, and he's like,
The security guy's
like, he's like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you're the
finally you're starting to
man."
warm up.
So Nat calls Dylan to warn her about Vivian and have her tell Knox, and she lets it slip. She's at his house right now, and she's
She's like, oh
naked
shit,
in
she's
his
butt ass
bed.
naked. So she comes out to warn Knox.
And she's like, oh, don't be by the window. It's not safe. And they
Right.
hug and kiss, and then
Oh,
Vivian
shit,
here.
there's Vivian. There to Vivian be.
And she's like, oh, working undercover.
It's a full service job.
So Viv points out she's unarmed and that just anyone could walk off the street and kill them.
Right. And then she tries to warn Knox again by
With the
playing a little
Scrabble board.
Scrabble. She says enemy, and he's like,
He kisses her and he's like,
I
I know. And he stands up and walks away, and then the creepy thin man comes out from the other room.
shit. And Vivian's got that thing on her. She keeps strapped, so she aims a gun. And oh no.
Knox turns on the tunes. He's got a black tank top and black
Ooh.
pants and a cigarette where it's like bam. He was all innocent, nerdy kid, and then ba-bow.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
And he's like giving, I don't think it's going to work between you
Nope.
and I. But you're a tomcat in the sack. Don't women have
Man.
natural intuition and you're a detective? And you had no idea this would happen?
Wow, this motherfucker.
And Vivian's like, I knew. And that's when she has that big ass fucking Old West gun.
Yes,
that
I
she
know.
pulls
Fucking
out.
hand cannon.
And Knox is all kissing up on Vivian's neck.
I know.
We're going to keep Bosley, they tell her.
Right.
And the kidnapping and Red Star, it was all a setup. Why me? Or why us?
us?
Ask your boss.
Right. And she
He flicks his,
remembers.
is he like spitting at her and shit
I know,
while she's
I don't know
talking?
what's
There's like
happening.
stuff flying
I
at
don't
her,
know
and it
what's
doesn't really
happening.
show. He
He
shows
might
him
just
flick
be
his cigarette,
ashing.
but yeah.
But yeah, and then she remembers looking at that photo, and the name tag on the other guy is Townsend, which is Charlie.
So he takes the gun out of Vivian's hand and shoots Dylan right out the glass,
right out the window.
and like you gotta pay for this glass to get fixed, man.
He's like rich, bitch.
Only right now, isn't he? Like, is
Rich
this where he's
bitch.
like? Are we going to the internet? No, that's later.
Oh,
where
yeah,
he's like, are we going to IHOP or the Sizzler?
Well,
She's
yeah,
like, are
she's
you
like,
the
"You're the
cheapest man in the world?
Well, maybe he will replace it. Maybe he won't. Maybe the weather's good. Maybe
So yeah,
he'll
he
wait.
casually shoots her out the window and they head out.
Mm-hmm.
So Natalie and Alex pull up to Charlie's, like, where's Dylan? And you see this reverse shot of her.
Of her going right back up the window.
Sucking up into the window.
And it's slow-mo time. And
She dodged this bullet like Neo.
Right. Oh, that one Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
They
That
used
one
it again.
Matrix.
They had to reuse
They
it.
sure did.
So she jumps out of the window
Threw
as
herself
it's being,
back, yeah.
right, being smashed by the bullet.
And her sheet caught on the broken glass. So she's dangling naked, like, what, 50 feet or
Really
more
high
in
up
the air?
off the ground, and then she falls and rolls naked down into the ET house.
Right, the backyard of the ET house.
Which, if you saw, there was a ET poster.
Oh, I didn't even
up
notice
in
the
wall,
poster.
and there was also a little bowl of Reese's Pieces
Cute.
to really drive it home.
So they were playing. Some kids are playing video games. She grabs like a pool floaty and runs up, knocks on the door, like
Help
little
me.
help, please. So she rolls up to the
On that little scooter,
On that
with that
little-
Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt.
in some 13-year-old kids' clothes.
I mean, it was perfect.
And they're talking about. Oh, she tells them they already have Bosley. He's safe.
Well, yeah, they're like, oh no, what? Is Knox okay? Because they found out that it was Vivian. And she was like, oh yeah, he's fine. He's the bad guy.
And as they're heading inside, the building explodes and throws them all
Boom!
backward.
Right?
And that's when they're like, what about Bosley? And she's like, oh,
Right.
he's safe. They won't kill him until they kill Charlie.
Right. Because he thinks that Charlie killed his dad. That's why they're doing this.
So they dig through the rubble and they're talking about the plan and they hear, or no, that's not here yet. That's in just a second.
Right.
Because they throw him in the cot back at this castle in Carmel
Yes,
or whatever, their
they
hideout.
They put him in
They
that
put
little...
Bosley in this, what did they call
in
it
the
later?
tower?
Cher's bedroom.
Yes,
It looks
he's
like
like, I'm in
Cher's
Cher's bedroom.
And he's all bored in there and he's throwing a ball and he hits
He's
himself
like
in the mouth.
it's like The Great Escape, the Steve McQueen movie.
Okay. So yeah, he hits himself in the mouth with this ball and it turns his tooth mic back on
and it like
from
starts
before.
picking up radio frequencies or whatever, and he starts hollering, and it connects eventually to
The speaker in the rubble of the
right, and they hear him in the rubble, like, where are you?
And like, where is the fire department? How long? This has been long enough that the fire's out
That
enough
was
for
an
them to even go pick
explosion.
through the rubble.
explosion.
I feel like
Nobody
the fire
else
department-
was like,
and no one on
harmed?
the street came out like, whoa,
Whoa, what the
did
fuck?
fucking building just explode?
Yeah,
What
man,
happened?
check it out.
So yeah, he's giving them clues. It looks like I'm in Cher's bedroom.
Charlie owns that whole block.
It smells it smells like the ocean, but it's not until they hear this bird.
Right, and
Natalie's like, oh,
it's a
pygmy mudhatch.
yeah,
And they only live in one place.
Carmel.
So they narrow their search down on the road. They decide their plan. Best way to get in undetected is the sea approach.
Right, but we can't just like drive my boat up there and Drew Barrymore.
Whoever.
Well, it is
Drew,
her, but Dylan, yeah, whatever.
Head
She's
to
like,
the marina.
I know somebody. Head to the marina.
It's Chad to the rescue.
yes.
So they're on his little tugboat.
right.
Brandy, you're
You're
a fine girl.
What a good wife you would be. Such a fine girl.
But my life,
My love and my lady is the sea.
And meanwhile,
Yacht rock.
Bosley's carving soap into a gun with his teeth for
Isn't
why?
that like who did that?
Is that from something also?
Is that a DB Cooper? DB Cooper?
I don't know.
Somebody escaped using a bar soap carved into a
Okay,
gun.
either that or was it from a movie or real life? Because I feel like
I don't
or
know.
maybe they made a movie of some real
Maybe
life
they made
event.
a movie.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know, but somebody did that. But yeah, so he's doing all of this.
And Natalie's trying to get Chad to drive faster and offers to drive, and he's like, "No,
What is it?
Dillinger.
Ah, Dillinger.
there's only one captain of this love boat, and that is me,
The Chad.
And they're like, "Look, we're in a hurry," and he's like, "I'm the
I'm the
Chad."
Chad.
He just keeps. You
I'm the
cannot.
Chad. Sorry, friend of Starfish.
But I am the Chad.
I've got my bum on it.
So up at the tower, the music starts. Oh, you know the music.
Oh, you know what we fucking talking about.
Bum,
Bum, bum.
So first we see the Thin Man turns
Oh my
with that
God, it's
cigarette.
like, oh my God. Like, why? It's so.
Why is it hot?
Oh.
Why?
Oh.
And then the music, he puts that CD in, and Sam Rockwell wearing them rose-colored glasses.
Oh my God.
And them shoes.
I'm right.
And it's just, I can't, I don't even
dancing.
have the words.
The dancing.
If you haven't seen Sam
if
Rockwell
you got
dance.
moves like that, my husband was like, what happens if I got moves like that? I'm like, oh, bitch, if you had moves like that, but you don't have moves like that.
And I mean, even just this spinning around with that Coke can with the straw in it, and just that whole everything about it. He's dancing around while hacking into the satellite.
Yes, girls touch titties.
Vivian,
That's what I said. Touch titties. That's in that song.
Vivian's watching him, and he tells her, "Revenge is fun." So back on the boat, Chad is honored that Starfish has taken an interest in his work.
Right, and they're already.
But she's like,
yeah, to get their scuba gear.
Was it the Chad?
No, the Chad was wonderful.
The Chad was great.
The Chad was great. Oh yeah, the Chad was great.
So they get to shore, and they change out of their wetsuits
They
just start stripping. Yeah, they had backpacks.
Okay, yeah, they get naked on the shore and the chore.
And really, Natalie heals.
I know. I love how when you're watching this movie, if you like really look, it's all heels, no heels, heels, no heels, heels, no heels. Like in the middle of fight scenes when they're doing like all the wire shit, like they run up in heels and then they run up the wall and
it's like flat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Alex climbs over the wall, heads to the tower to cut the communications.
Right.
Dylan surprises Knox, who thought she was dead.
Yes.
But Vivian's right there and puts a gun to her head.
Of course.
Figures I'd meet the perfect guy and he would already have the perfect girl. Alex gets up on the roof. Natalie's headed for Bosley.
Right.
But Vivian sees her on the security and sends dudes to go after her.
She sends dudes.
Knox ties Dylan to a chair and sends his guys to secure Bosley.
Yes.
And then Natalie finds Bosley and almost like strangles him through the freaking
slot
or whatever.
And then Pete calls.
And she answers it. She does. Rescue.
She really likes this guy.
Some dudes attack her from behind and she just fends them off without hanging up the phone.
Nope. She's like, is this a bad time? I can call you back.
And she fucks up all these dudes and Vivian watches it on the security and is like, don't send a man to do a woman's job. So she leaves Knox alone with Dylan. And
she's like, I have worn my tightest latex. I got to go kick somebody's ass right now.
And Knox tells Dylan they would have been a great couple in different circumstances. Can you keep a secret that you're disgusting? You have the fullest, sweetest, most luscious lips I've ever kissed. And then he duct tapes over her mouth with like Sharpie lips on it.
I mean, I'll do it.
And
are you
the
dancing?
phone rings and it's Charlie.
Oh shit.
And Alex is she's working hard to try to like intercept this so they can't find him.
Also, they're like both triangulating where he could be, and like
the Thin Man is creeping up behind Alex.
That's right. He's going after her, but Knox answers the phone. He answers Bosley's phone. He's like,
Bosley's in the bathroom.
Right, we're all out having margaritas on the beach. He was like, I'm so glad that you were safe. Like, where's everybody? Are you at the office? What's going on?
Oh no, everybody, they'll be right here. So he holds them on the line while the Thin Man and Alex are kicking each other's ass up on the fucking roof. Or not the roof, but the attic or whatever.
Or whatever that is. She sees that. She's like, oh, pygmy nuthatch. And that's what tips her off that he's behind her with that sword.
Because it flies off or whatever.
Yeah.
And Natalie is still on the phone with Pete, but she puts him on hold while an axe flies into the door next to her head.
She sees that it's Viv.
And she uses it to set Bosley free, and she gives him the axe.
Right.
And Alex still fighting the Thin Man.
They're fighting.
Everybody's fighting.
Everybody's fighting. Bosley's running through the halls with an axe.
And the Thin Man kicks Alex out the fucking roof. And Vivian and Natalie tumble down the stone stairs. Pete is still on hold. Is this a bad time?
Right. Like, I'll call you back. And then that's when Vivian, like, busts her phone.
And she's like,
I really like him.
She throws a door at her, or Vivian throws a door at.
It's crazy.
It's insane. And she kicks it to splinters.
Yeah. Oh, bah, bah. Like it's all music and movement and all kinds of shit.
And so Knox has got Charlie's coordinates.
Yep,
he tells
he's got him.
Dylan, oh, another daddy you'll never know.
Wow, dude.
Takes the tape off her mouth, which I don't even know why.
I don't know
tape
why.
off her mouth and left.
No, he doesn't. He leaves it. Oh, no, I guess he does.
He has to go torture and kill her boss, he says.
Right.
And he asks his henchmen, you like angel cake?
Gross.
And leaves them
To
have
do
her.
whatever. And
Yes.
she's like, wait.
And so, yeah, everybody's still fighting. And Dylan's got, so a henchman takes her lighter out of her pocket. And she's like, oh, don't do that.
That's why. Or no, so I think they take the tape off her mouth.
No, he did before he left. He took it
that's
off.
Weird. Oh, no. He had the tape on her mouth so she couldn't yell at Charlie.
When Charlie was on the
Yes,
phone. So he
yes.
just took it off.
I was
after
like,
that.
there was a reason.
And so they take her lighter.
Yes.
She's like, she breaks it down of like what she's about to do to them.
Right. Like, I'm going to break your nose. You're going to help me get out of this chair. And then I'm going to moonwalk out of here.
And her lighter isn't working. So she catches
She's
the
like,
lighter
and
behind her
now
back.
because my lighter's not working, I'm going to do all of this with my hands tied behind my back.
And so she like jumps and breaks the chair. Or not jumps, but like she hops
She
a little and
hops
like
it or
splinters the
whatever.
chair.
Oh, it's wild. It's wild. It's just all over the
King
fucking
Kong
place.
palm.
Yeah.
She does her little move, whatever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. And so she kicks all these dudes' asses, and that's called kicking your ass. And she
She's not moonwalking.
That's not a moonwalk.
She's Roger Rabbiting out of
Roger
there.
Rabbit's out of there.
Come on now.
And meanwhile, the other ones are outside, like fighting with chains and shit.
I know. It's like severe up in here.
And Knox flies the copter up to eye level.
Oh, fuck. They all like, Dylan finally joins them.
Oh, yeah.
She
takes him out with the chain,
and
like
she takes
lassos
them both
him.
out. But
Here he comes in
fucking
that copter with a
helicopter.
missile, which he didn't even give a fuck
Whoa!
about Vivian or
No,
the Thin Man.
No, and I don't even know. You never see her again. And
I
Thin
don't
Man
see
comes
how.
up.
I don't see
in
how
the
she could have
sequel.
survived. Thin Man's a weird supernatural creature, so
Well,
maybe
he's a unicorn.
he's like he's an anime villain. He's not going to die.
He's gorgeous.
And so they. So the angels, of course, leap to safety.
Right.
Bosley comes barreling over the hill in a Ford Bronco, picks him
Yes,
up, heads to
that's right.
Charlie's cabin.
Sure.
We find out Bosley has also never met Charlie.
Yeah, he's like, I don't. I just talked to him on the phone.
So they follow under the copter,
Mm-hmm.
and Alex gets her bow and arrow out.
Let's see if I can win the teddy bear.
And she shoots it into the bottom of the helicopter, and they all three hang
Yes.
on, climb the rope.
Oh my gosh, it's so insane.
And Alex gets up onto that missile and is rewiring it to be
Right.
heat-seeking instead of Charlie's
Right.
coordinates.
And Natalie is over there like disabling the helicopter so he can't turn it around. And Dylan goes in there to beat his fucking ass.
while he's flying this helicopter.
Yes.
And so he gets kicked in the face. Alex almost flies off the thing, but Natalie grabs
it's like
her,
all
swings her back up.
crazy. It's all fucking crazy.
And Dylan and Knox are fighting. Alex switches it to heat missile just before he
Right
sends
in
the
the
missile, and she yells for everyone to jump.
Right, like Charlie even peeks out the window. Here comes a missile, and it's
and it
all
goes,
whoop.
and right back at Knox, and he's just like.
I know they're like,
Gooped.
we gotta go.
So it explodes him. It goes back. It explodes Knox's helicopter. They all
Yep.
land in the ocean. They wash up on shore.
Luckily, yeah, they wash up. They're like
Right in front of
unconscious.
Charlie's cabin,
Sure.
luckily.
And they're like, oh, we finally get to meet Charlie. Do I look okay?
All excited to meet him in person, and his
Come on.
cigar is still burning in the
Yes,
ashtray.
he's so mysterious.
But he's gone.
Mm.
He comes on the speaker,
Sorry I couldn't stick around, angels.
and they're
but
all
thanks.
disappointed.
Right.
Oh, we're happy you're okay.
This is so weird.
Mission accomplished. I think the
think-
client was blown away.
Ah.
So he tells them the backstory about Knox's dad and that he was really a double
He
agent.
really was a bad guy. So
killed
I
by
had
the
to.
other side.
I had to kill him.
Oh, he didn't
no,
kill him. He
that's
said
right.
he was
He
killed
didn't
by
kill
the other side. And he
That's
said, well,
right.
that's
He
not
just-
the story Knox heard.
Right. So he heard something else.
So they're out on the beach getting drunk.
Yeah, they're having Buddhas and coconuts.
Is there any chance you're going to join us?
Oh, sorry, I can't do that. But
I got some precious treasures to watch over. And he's like,
so weird. He's
10
out
feet
there
down the beach.
Right. But Dylan happens to see.
She sees a glimpse. Yeah, she can tell it's him.
Right.
So they do a little cheers to Charlie.
Yes.
Bosley falls out of his chair drunk, or he pours his drink on them, and they all chase him.
Oh, they all and fucking Bill Murray's quick,
right?
At least he had
24
years ago. Stunt runner, a stunt runner. Can we get a stunt runner for Bill Murray?
Bill Murray does not run.
He had an explosive movement, like he was quick down that beach. That's sand, wet sand.
He was out of there. He wasn't letting those girls catch him.
That's how come he became the Bosleys.
And then we get this adorable all the small things montage at the end with the blooper reel, which I feel like that. I don't think this was the first movie to do that, but this was a very early. I think one to
I feel
see
like
a
that was big
reel
in
at
that
the end.
Time.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
That time I feel was very much that. It was of the moment.
The Chad climbing up into the pipe of his boat, or what do you call that?
The Chad is stuck.
Yeah.
Into the furnace with you.
So yeah, this movie once again doomed us to have the hots for the bad guys.
I know. And like,
stop making bad guys sexy.
Well, that's what another thing that time and place was all about, was making the bad guys sexy.
Don't give serial killers cool names, and don't make the bad guys sexy.
Creepy Thin Man, though. Who would have seen that coming?
I know.
Who would have seen? They were like, okay, Crispin Glover, and it was like, yeah, that's cool. He's weird, and it's like,
oh, well,
but make him
wait
hot.
A minute.
But like, we're not even going to try
severe. To make okay. All right. Apparently, that's what
Crispin
he needed.
Glover. To manipulator. Did you heard his album, or at least that
parts
song?
of it? Yes. What was the movie? What's the movie with the weird dancing? There's some old horror movie. Have you seen it with him doing the weird? He's dancing like Elaine from Seinfeld. Oh my God, I'll have to find it.
He's very much into wallpaper.
I read an article about how he found this like old French estate or something for really cheap. It was
French.
like or some old estate, and it was all dilapidated sort of.
Yeah, and he's like
redoing
renovating
it. Yeah.
He's like Bronson Pinchoing it.
He's got Bronson out
Crispin
there.
Hellion Glover.
What a name!
Was it in Friday the 13th?
Oh, was he in a Friday the 13th? Maybe.
He just does shit.
The final chapter?
I don't know. Do shit.
I just have seen the clip. I've just seen the clip. You'll know it when you see it. He dancing weird as hell. It's not going to play. I think so. I don't know. That's hard to tell from that.
I don't know.
Okay, so we have one email, one yearbook signing from Leo Allen, and it's titled, "Oh no, y'all didn't. Motherfucking Popeye." Ooh-wee. I was 13 when this came out, and I have been in love with it since day one. Like most families at the time, we watched Mork and Mindy religiously. Seeing Robin Williams as Popeye literally blew my mind. No one could have possibly pulled this off like he did. Dude gave Popeye swagger. For those who used to watch the cartoon as I did as a kid, we have to admit, Popeye was a bit of a simp. Robin flipped that, and Shelley Duvall as Olive. You simply can't get better casting than that.
It's true.
Someone mentioned to you about owning the soundtrack on vinyl. Whoever that was, we are cosmic family members. Every track on that album is a banger. Sweet Haven, I Am What I Am,
Yes.
Everything is Food, wow, just wow. Funny thing is, I don't like musicals. This is the only exception. I get there are people who don't understand or like this movie, but if you know, you know. Okay, I need to settle down. But you ladies hit a major heartstring with this one. I am what I am.
Yay!
Later, doomers. Thank you, Leo Allen Jr.
Thank you.
So if you want us to read a message from you, doomgenerationpodcast@gmail.com.
Or
702-720-DOOM. You can leave a voicemail, send a text. You could send us a DM.
Yeah.
All kinds of ways
Slide
to reach
in
out to
there.
us. If you want to support us, patreon.com/doomgeneration. Like, subscribe, share.
Do all those things.
And don't forget to check our socials to find out when our next live is happening. we'll be doing those the last weekends of every
Right.
month, whichever
Yes.
day turns out to be the best. Hopefully Saturdays, but
hopefully we will be by the end of this month.
it should be the last
back on
Saturday. But
track.
just in case, I'm going to say the last weekend.
That's probably
of
fair.
the month.
That's probably fair. I mean, it's fine. It's fine, right?
Totally fine.
It's totally fine. You're okay with that.
You're totally fine with it.
It doesn't take long.
No.
Come on. Just be there.
And until then,
Talk to you next time. Later, Doomers.